Show your support for the Untold Radio Network family of shows and join in on the conversation by using super stickers and super chats on YouTube. Got a question you want answered? Ask it live via a super chat and get real-time responses from our show's knowledgeable hosts and guests. Help keep the Untold Radio Network shows running strong. We need your support. Send your super chats and stickers now.
Hello?
Somebody said the sound was off. And then they said, it's back. What did you do?
Nothing.
You must have just...
Same button I click every week.
Oh, really? Well, it's the way technology goes.
What?
Okay. You did figure out what you did wrong, didn't you?
No, I didn't do anything wrong. On like Facebook, for instance, it defaults to no sound. Like you have to turn on it. Like when you watch a video in the feed, when you scroll past the video, it doesn't play audio until you click play sound.
Oh, until you like, I gotcha. Okay, the sound. You're right. You are right. So my internet was totally intermittent the last 2 days. So I did the old unplug the big router, that new big router I have. Unplugged it, let it sit for 5 minutes. Plugged it back in. It's been working good.
Perfect.
So, anyhow, hello everybody. Man.
Hello, Charlotte, Jennifer, Deborah. Thank you for your support, everyone.
Yeah, I like to say hello to Quint too. Quint worked his butt off on Monday.
Oh yeah,
for us. I'm not saying why, but he helped out a bunch.
Awesome.
That's all I'm saying. So hello, Quint. Thank you for all your hard work. Okay, what do we got going on today? Oh, we have Dave Zdon, pronounced Zdon. And I've worked with Dave for many, many, many years. He worked on MonsterQuest, I believe, the entire 4-year period. It's a little brain fog, and because we did so much. But Dave is an amazing producer. We worked side by side. He was one of the key figures in making MonsterQuest what it was. Making it look good, especially.
Oh yeah, which
Dave
is always a challenge.
Yeah, but he was on a show with me the other night, and we were shooting outside. Normally outside, lighting's not really something you do. You kind of just, use what's going on.
Naturally.
But Dave's bouncing light, with a bounce card, and he's getting just this perfect little halo on the guy that we're doing, and that's Dave. He's very much a perfectionist. But Dave's got a whole bunch of cool stories, insider stories, things that I don't know. I don't usually talk too much about MonsterQuest, do I?
Not
or
too
do
often.
I don't know. Maybe Dave will, get my bell going. I mean, there's always stories, but I always think nobody'd be interested in them. And I was reminiscing with Dave the other day, and then it hit me. It's like, God, I bet you people would be interested in hearing some of the challenges and some of the problem solving that you have to do at the spur of the moment and things like that to make a show, because when you're doing a show for a network, they do not take, oh, by the way, we're going to be a week late on show delivery, for MonsterQuest. And then that doesn't fly.
No.
That doesn't fly. So you have to meet strict deadlines. And there were years that we were doing, 26 episodes.
Wow.
26 hours of programming in 1 year or one season. So it gets to be nuts. So yeah, enough of that, but we'll have Dave on at the bottom of the hour. I want to start out, and this is something I actually asked 2 people today, and I just wanted to gauge their opinion on. And I want to do the same with you, Alex. But this question goes out to everybody in chat, and I need these answers like instinct, spur of the moment. Don't think about it. What percentage is the apparently the horrible CO2 in our atmosphere, carbon dioxide we all hear about? What is the percentage of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere right now? Everybody just throw something out there in chat. Don't look it up. Just throw out your first instinct. What do you think? Come on, Alex, you're taking too long.
25%.
Okay, 25. We got 26, 75, 11%, 47%. Of course, there's one guy that got it right, and that would be grasshopper, 0.04. So it's not even a 0.5%, which is shocking to everybody, right?
Yeah.
It's such a tiny percentage, CO2. And the one thing, all I'm going to say, I'm not going to get into politics about climate change and all that, because I don't have all the answers either. Nobody really does, right? How can we ever have the answers from something that's been going on for eons and eons, long before even people were here, right? We don't know what went on. We don't know what's going to go on. We don't know what effects the sun has, or space debris, or gravities, or solar flares on climate change. We have no idea. But the fact that it's 0.04 percentage of our atmosphere, and the fact that plants breathe this horrid gas, right? This has been vilified, this gas, CO2. It's horrid. Oh my God, we're all going to die. When it's the most perfect system literally anybody could ever devise. The more CO2 in the atmosphere, the more the plants grow. The more the plants grow, the more they breathe CO2, the more oxygen they make. It's a very balanced system, okay?
Very balanced.
So the world may all come toppling in because of CO2. Personally, I don't think so. Just my personal opinion. But, so enough of that crap. But I wanted to throw it out there because generally most people overestimate, how much carbon dioxide is in the, what percentage is it of our atmosphere? And when you make it less than 1/2 of 1%, it becomes like, oh, it's not such a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And if you think these forest fires all through Canada don't have a huge impact on CO2, it does. Because not only does it affect the CO2 immediately, but when those trees are all dead, toppled over, what happens now? They've got to rot.
Exactly.
They're going to make more carbon dioxide because they're dead now, and they're going to create methane, which is another supposedly bad gas. They're trying to ban beef and get you to quit eating beef because of the cow farts.
I know.
Well, this Canadian forest that's been devastated, is going to be releasing hundreds of times more methane than all the cows in, any European country are ever going to make. You know what I mean? So,
jeez,
it's interesting. Now, I haven't even read the comments, but I would imagine a lot of people probably agree with me. If you have any common sense, we don't have that much control on this stuff, and I love the fact it's balanced. That the great creator said, oh, okay, more carbon dioxide from a volcano, no problem. We'll just get the plants will just grow a little bigger, a little quicker because they have all that oxygen. To them, that's oxygen. So they'll just thrive more. So anyhow. So talking about forest fires, that's just, I was reading about, really how much is burning. And apparently one of the weird things, I heard somebody make a comment. They said, gee, it's really interesting. The forest fires respect the borders. I thought that was interesting because there are fires right across the border and they're not crossing. That was an interesting observation. And then I thought, they said they sent a group of 109 French firefighters. They arrived in North Quebec about a week ago to assist nearly 1,000 Canadian firefighters and soldiers, blah, 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 to put out these 400 wildfires that are going on across Canada. But I thought, if you're all so concerned about carbon dioxide, you've had years of planning. Why don't you build some more of these big, water tanker airplanes that can scoop water up and drop it?
Exactly.
And why don't you do more to react to the fires quicker? If you're so worried about carbon dioxide, you're so worried about all this air pollution, then why don't we do something to fight fires? We've actually done the opposite. We have less firefighting equipment.
Less.
We do less forest management. We do less So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's like red flags that go off in my brain. So anyhow, I was gonna talk about this fact. So CO2 that's released from burning boreal forest, okay, nearly half of a gigaton of carbon, right, or 1.76 billion tons in weight of CO2 was released from burning boreal forests in North America and Eurasia 2 years ago, in 2021. That's 150% higher than annual mean CO2 emissions between 2000 and 2020. Over 20 years, just fires from 1 year is far higher than 20 years of CO2 emissions from cars and those kinds of things.
That's incredible.
Yep. The other thing that does bother me, and boy, I tell you, go search up the satellite views, and you see these fires all like churning up exactly. And I saw one weatherman explanation. They said, well, so what happens is lightning hits all these spots, right? But it just smolders. They don't turn into fire. And then when conditions are perfect, then they all just burst into flames. And I just thought, B is in B, S is in S. I'm not saying a forest there can be a fire that smolders a bit, but these things went from zero to woof within literally minutes. Plus the fact they arrested a man, as one example, who had set 40 fires last year or in 2021. Then they released him, and he just got caught setting off 10 more in Canada, forest fires. And of course, they released him again.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, guys, just don't give me all this concern and then do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
So, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just feel the urge to rage a tiny bit on what I hear.
How could you not?
Yeah, because, it bothers me. It does. It really does. Because, the boreal forest is full of these pine trees, just full of, basically turpentine in the sap. I don't know if you've done much, building of campfires, Alex, but you throw in a pine log, they burn like crazy because there's like, volcanic organic compounds in pine, especially. It's just very flammable. So yes, once these fires get going, they are hot and they do burn hot. So it's like an accelerant.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like when you pour lighter fluid on a charcoal grill, that stuff's pretty valuable. Oh, so what other thing did I want to? I
wanted to take a minute to apologize to everyone, and thanks for pointing out. Yeah, we did have a technical issue at the beginning of the show.
What happened?
Oh, the sound did not work. So it's streaming, it's live.
But what do you think happened?
It's a bug.
A bug?
I mean, we're live streaming to like 3 or 4 or 5 different places at the same time, and we've been doing it for years. So,
okay, well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So, what would be your guess? And once again, anybody can join in on this. What's the guess on how and where when you're losing weight, right? You're dieting. So that fat's on you. Where does it go? How does it come out of you? What do you think, Alex? I mean, there's only so many ways things come out of you. Sweat, urine, poo. I mean, how does the fat
breathe
come
it
out? Yeah, you breathe it out. That's right. Comes out of your lungs. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Who would think? You literally breathe out 84% of the fat. How did you know that?
I know a thing or two.
I know you do. But that's such a weird fact.
Yeah. That's how I lose weight. I hyperventilate.
Were you peeking? At my notes?
I don't have access to your notes.
Oh, okay.
You look so disappointed.
Oh,
you normally stump me. I will give you that.
Okay. So there was a headline that was complete clickbait, right? Total clickbait. The headline said, there was this plague of cannibals rains down on Nevada, right? Plague of cannibals rains down on Nevada. Do you know what they were talking about?
What?
Crickets.
Oh, no.
Mormon crickets. And yes, every 7 years or so, they go crazy. And they're big crickets, and they're kind of gross. And they do eat each other because crickets are pretty well omnivorous. They'll eat anything in their path, you know. It's not like Jiminy Cricket, you know. But there was, you know, footage that was pretty gross of these things just flooding on people's houses. And I'll bet you I didn't send you that clip either, did I? Of the crickets, the cricket invasion. I didn't. I know I didn't. I'm positive I didn't. Don't even look for it.
Okay.
So it's no big deal. But, I mean, you can all picture bugs crawling all over your roof, your house, your yard.
Oh, yeah.
But this happens in Nevada, and you just don't think you're going to live in Vegas, right? And you're going to have crickets crawling all over your house. It's pretty gross. It really was. People were out there with leaf blowers. They were out there with snow plows, plowing them off the road. Because, you know, bugs get slippery.
They do.
They do. Okay. But then I thought, nobody knows anything about crickets. So let's talk about crickets. They're weird. They're kind of a weird insect.
They are.
You know, I mean, they are a weird insect. So, okay. So I've got some weird cricket facts. Right?
Yes.
Did you know crickets have their ears on their legs? Their front legs.
On their front legs?
Yeah, their front legs. They have ears.
I had no idea.
You ever tried to sneak? You ever heard a cricket like in your garage? You try to sneak up on it. You like grab a shoe and you're going to kill this damn thing's driving you crazy because it's chirping. And you get up close to it and it's silent. It's because they can hear you. They feel the vibrations of you coming and they just go silent. That's happened to me so many times. You know, I'll get a cricket in the workshop and it just like, brr. I don't know why it's so irritating to have a cricket. When they're out in nature, it's beautiful. I love it. But in your house, it's just, it drives you
horrific.
Nuts. Yeah, it drives you nuts. So anyhow, so that's why you can't sneak up on a cricket. But there's 900 species of these damn things.
That many?
I was waiting for some comment. Yeah, 900 species.
That's a lot. I thought there was like 4.
And it says here, crickets have a cosmopolitan I don't even know what that means. Distribution being found. Did I say founds? Found in all parts of the world, with the exception of any cold regions or latitude above 55 degrees north. So. Jeez. Which is, like I would imagine the Arctic doesn't have crickets. Crickets thrive in moist, humid areas with an abundance of plants. They're often found underneath rocks, plants, inside logs, and along roadsides. Well, that's not a weird fact. I don't think it was. Crickets can be black, brown, yellow, green, red, orange, or purple. So you got another find. That's 2 now. Okay. So you screwed up our sound. Now you got your cell phone going up. Oh man, Alex is definitely.
I'm gonna get a reaming tonight.
Any donuts?
No donuts
for the next week. Okay, most cricket species are nocturnal. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
These facts are not that good, are they?
I think they're incredible.
Okay. I love this one. Their rear appendage's primary function is for leaping. And I went, duh.
Yeah, some people don't know that.
Yeah. No, they do. Everybody knows crickets jump. Everybody. Aside from jumping, crickets are also excellent climbers. And many of the species have an ability to fly. Okay? Says crickets are well known for their chirping sounds. They chirp for several reasons. Although if they were on our show, they wouldn't hear the sounds, right?
Of course.
If we had a cricket on our opening show, we wouldn't hear them.
No, we wouldn't.
No, so we had no sound. But let's see here. The male crickets rub their front wings, not their legs. Everybody thinks they rub their legs together. They rub their wings.
which is weird.
It is.
Yeah, I don't rub my wings
You don't have any wings.
that you know of.
Oh my God. Okay. Crickets only live basically a couple of years. That's it. They die of old age or will freeze in temps lower than 32 degrees. But their eggs survive.
So what's 1 year old in cricket years?
Would be 50.
Be 50.
Oh my God.
Thank you for the flower, Deborah.
So there's a cricket called the spider cricket. It can jump 60 times their own body length. That's not even impressive to me.
No, I can jump that far.
Oh man. So you can jump 360 feet.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. It would be like you jumping 360 feet
For a donut.
for a donut.
That's why I'm off tonight.
Okay.
Low blood sugar.
But here's where I thought this was interesting. Literally, you can determine the temperature, the air temperature, by the rate of cricket chirps. That was discovered in 1897. It's an exact mathematical equation for that. So if you don't know the temp, you just count the chirps.
You just get the chirps.
I'm not going to disclose the formula.
Is it like very complicated?
No, only I know the formula.
You only know the formula?
Yeah, the cricket chirp temperature formula. So I'm almost done with this crap. Staying in there.
You ever seen a squirrel eat a cricket?
Have I seen a squirrel eat a cricket? What? Oh my God. Okay. Chinese love crickets. Okay. Apparently they sell them like in the Beijing market.
Oh.
So they sell little cricket cages. So you can buy a cricket and a little cricket cage. And you put it in your house and then it drives you crazy all night chirping.
Yeah, of course. Be miserable.
Yeah. So I want to say hello to Will too, my friend Will Starr.
Incredible guy. We had him on the pod.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Hi, Will.
Hey, Will. And we got Dave is in the back room.
Oh, okay. Probably being bored to death with my rant about crickets. So anyhow, we talk about the Chinese thing, but just hang on now. The Chinese buy them as prize fighters. They have like little cricket fights.
They have cricket fights?
Yeah, I'm serious. Think about that.
For some small prize money?
They have a giant arena, and they have these two little crickets at the bottom of the arena, and they prize fight.
They watch them with telescopes?
Yeah, they watch them with telescopes. Oh, my God. Okay. So apparently there is a big business, though, in cricket breeding for pets. Snakes, reptiles, right? Did you ever own a reptile?
Turtles, remember the turtles?
Oh, yeah. What'd you feed them? I don't remember.
I didn't feed them. I smelled them. That's about it.
You smelled them? But you didn't feed them. Nice. Okay. Anyhow, apparently breeders raise 50 million crickets at a time in warehouse facilities.
You know they make a good protein powder?
Yeah, so I was getting to that.
Oh, did I ruin that part too?
Yeah, I was getting to that. Anyhow, apparently there was some nymph that infected all the breeders in the U.S., and they lost. All the cricket industry was lost. No. Cricket breeding was dead.
It was just done.
Done. All right, enough of that crap. I couldn't wait to say enough of that crap. That really was crap.
It wasn't crap.
It was crap. Anybody else think it was crap? Yeah, that was crap.
No, I'm just ruining your flow.
My flow? I don't have any flow. My flow is rushing home.
Yeah, I know.
To get home in time through traffic and all the other crap and skidding in at the last second.
He did all that to get me a donut.
Only to find out we didn't have any sound in our podcast.
Yeah. Right. Technology, it's so reliable.
All right, let's go through some strange clips and then we'll be ready to bring David on.
Yes. We're doing the clips?
Well, yeah. You don't want to do the clips?
No, I'm excited.
Oh, God. Clip one. I don't think no sound, but this clip definitely gets to me. I had to watch it like 4 times because it hits my my softer side. So just play clip one. It just gets everybody warmed up. It's nothing weird about it. It's just really, really cute. And Alex can't find clip one. No music.
Oh yeah, we don't want to do that.
Oh man. But just let it play. Just wait till you see this thing. Just wait. The cute part's coming. It's coming. Hasn't hit yet.
I mean, I'm already blown
There's
away
the
by
cute part right
cuteness.
here. I just thought, oh. If you don't think that's cute, you don't have a heart. Okay. Clip 2, no sound in this one either. This is the biggest Brahma bull I have ever seen. This thing is insane in size, in height. Just check this dude out. Clip 2, no sound. Check this monster out, dude. What do you think?
It's a big boy.
That's a big boy. That's all you got. That's all you can come up with. That's a big boy. God. Oh my God. There's no helping Alex tonight. We'll have a better show next week. Okay. Clip 3. Sound is good. This is interesting. Not something you see every day, but I want something I know a little bit about. And that's the sound is good on this. But this is a 65 million year opalized. That's called an ammonite. It's really a breathtaking fossil. And opals are formed in silica, like on the bone or silica shell. And most opal comes from Australia, Alex. Did you know that?
No,
It's
I didn't
one
know
country. Yeah. I don't know why, but that's where, like all the opal mines are. And usually opal is kind of near the surface. It doesn't generally, it's easy to mine because it's not deep, but it's so beautiful. Go ahead and play the clip.
This is a 65 million year old opalized ammonite. It was found in Canada and is one of my favorite pieces by far.
Canada?
The banding of colors mixed with its age and condition makes this an absolute beauty.
Didn't I just say they're only found in Australia? The guy made a total dick out of me. Talk about eating your words really quick.
They're both on the globe.
No, opals are only supposed to be in Australia. But apparently Australia, and we're heading Canada now too.
I mean, you could put them in an airplane and take them wherever you want.
But they're cool. Have you ever owned an opal ring? Or that was kind of a big deal in the 70s when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember.
You had to have an opal ring. You remember what?
70s.
Oh my God. Your DNA wasn't even constructed in the 70s.
It wasn't even constructed.
Wasn't even there. Didn't exist. Nothing existed.
I mean,
Clip 4. Sound is okay. The sound is good, but just hang on. I want to just preface this a bit. This guy, no doubt, is the unluckiest man in the world. And that's what it's about. And this guy's kind of quick story is insane. And I swear to God, I saw him today. Swear to God.
You did.
I swear to God. I mean, the guy couldn't have been any closer. Go ahead and play this.
Frank Selak, known as the luckiest unlucky man that has lived, seemed to have a superpower of surviving everything life and death threw at him. In January 1962, Frank boarded a train that was suddenly derailed. The train plunged into an icy river. While 17 other passengers drowned, Frank survived the fall and swam ashore with a broken arm and hypothermia. A year later, while on his first and only plane ride flying from Zagreb to Rijeka, the back door blasted open, sucking everyone into the sky, killing 19 people. Amazingly, Frank landed on a haystack with only minor scratches. 4 years later, Frank boarded a transport bus. The bus skidded and plunged into a river, sinking all the way down. Yet again, Frank survived the fall and swam to the surface, then to the shore with a few cuts and bruises. In 1970, Frank was driving his car when an engine failure ignited the fuel tank, bursting the car into flames.
No big deal for Frank.
Frank jumped out of the vehicle just before it exploded. A few years later, the same
guy
thing happened
Superman?
with his new car.
Yeah.
While his hair was
twice done.
completely singed, Frank otherwise exited the vehicle safely. In 1995, he was hit by a city bus and then again by a truck.
And then
He survived that freak accident, too. In 1996, he was involved in a head-on collision on a mountain curve. Frank was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected out of the
Let's not
car,
wear a
clinging
what
to a
saved
tree
his life.
branch as he watched his vehicle fall 300 feet.
Oh,
That's
no.
what saved his
2
life.
days after his 73rd birthday, Frank won the lottery for $1.1 million. At the time of his win, he also married for the 5th time.
There you go. Frank.
Give it up
Frank.
for Frank.
Yeah. So there you go. It's definitely the unlucky. I mean, could you imagine that? He has a dislocated shoulder and a broken arm, and he's swimming to shore. Everybody's dead. Man, it's crazy. All
This
right,
guy.
clip 5. This sounds okay. There's some sound effects in it is all. But this is the hairy frogfish. I know it's your favorite fish. I know you're highly familiar with the hairy frogfish, right, Alex?
I love the hairy frogfish. I had 2 of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyhow, so the hairy frogfish has one of the fastest mouths in the world for catching
It's got
bait.
it's a
But it's
fast
quite a
talker.
creature. Yeah, I mean, God really went out of his way to create this one. Go ahead and play it.
This hairy frogfish has better luck. She's an expectant mother and has more at stake than just an empty stomach.
Well,
She
that's a
tucks
creature.
behind the coral
Oh, yeah.
and waits.
That's what happens when you don't shave.
Yeah, that's me after 40 hours.
See, you didn't even see it. All right, it's enough of that crap. You got to see him eat a fish. That's probably violent enough. Right?
Yeah, we're getting banned.
Well, it could be.
It's too
Clip
late.
6, sound is not good. But I thought, we were talking about CO2 and plants. Plants are amazing. And this is just one example. We all see this every day. I got a weed now growing up in front of my garage. I'm going to go out there and pluck it between 2 pieces of concrete. Why did it grow there? Because it can. Plants will eventually destroy everything man could ever build. Right?
Can't wait for it.
No, it
Yeah.
will. If you just abandon a town or a home,
Oh, yeah, it's
the
done
plants
for.
take over really quick and the roots just bust everything up. And anyhow, go ahead and play clip 6 and look at this. So that's part of the stump.
Oh,
The plant has grown up through the middle of the stop sign. And what I love is the top of the stop sign. Check that out. Isn't that amazing?
Beautiful.
That's it. Off.
One stubborn tree.
Yeah. So it's just shows you. I mean, it's not some great example. It's just cute, the way it's popped up out of the top of the tree. But plants will literally bring everything down. And I gave you a photo 1B of a town that gets abandoned, and this is what it looks like very shortly after.
Let me pull that.
Photo
one.
1B. Well, and eventually, literally everything just gets absorbed again. Did you ever see that movie? It was, I think, Will Smith.
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend. I kind of like that movie, at least the beginning of it. I liked it because I had that same car he was driving in there, that red Mustang.
Oh, super cool.
Supercharged Mustang, yeah. So
I got a really smoking hot Corolla.
Yeah, you do have a smoking hot Corolla with 189,000 miles on it, as I remember.
I don't mean to brag.
Okay, yeah, no, I know. It's tough. Clip 7.
Clip 7.
No sound on this, not needed.
No
These
sound.
are alpine ibex, but look what they can climb. Check it out. Clip 7. Alpine ibex. Those are ibex up there.
What?
Yeah.
Why are they going up there? Because
They can get the salt and some of the minerals that have clung to the concrete and are extruded out of the concrete.
I'm not going up that high for some
A lot
salt.
of people didn't know what how important these minerals were to these different goats. The ibex is a goat. But it was the bighorn sheep that John Meinzinski, who was somebody I've gone camping with and so on, he solved the mystery of why the bighorn sheep their numbers were plummeting. They didn't have enough of these minerals. So they put these certain, I can't remember the name of the mineral that they were lacking in, but that's what they're up there for. It's getting minerals. But isn't that insane?
Yeah, you think, you give these guys a salt lick or something.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
All right, clip 9, no sound. Picture just walking down to the water's edge. Maybe you want to catch a few fish, and you see this. Clip 9, no sound. No. Hold on. Somehow, that's clip 8. I missed clip 8, so it's my fault.
That's
fine. We'll do clip 8. Yeah, clip 8. Sound is good. It's just freaky because it's so freaky. These things don't even look real. These squirrel suits, watch how they launch. God, do not ever do anything goofy like this.
He's like Batman.
Yeah, I realize it's probably a professional, but man, they don't look like it to me. Anybody would come that close to Ragged Rocks. And then I'm like, it looks like it's CG to me, but I don't think it is. It's just that the other camera's stuck. It's a weird point of view.
Yeah.
Because the other guy's got the camera. Isn't that crazy? Ugh. Yeah. All right, clip 9. Just imagine going down to the local creek. You're down south, Louisiana, wherever. And you walk up and you're just going to throw in a worm in the water and you see this. Insane.
What?
And then it zooms in.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Just look at that. Just the look and the stare and those teeth and the mouth. That's just, oh. So that was clip 9. Sorry. Clip 10, I do want to talk about real quick. It's our last clip. Clip 10 is what they call it, WRC. It's a World Rally. It's called the World Rally Championships. And they have a number of these races throughout Europe. They're mainly in Europe. But they are insane. And I want you to think about the spectators in this next clip and the possible chance for collision. I don't want to say any more than that. Let's go ahead and play clip 10. It's pretty insane. Put the sound on. Its sound is great. Keep watching.
That's racing like that.
Think about the spectators.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're right there.
Oh, yeah. But whatever.
Oh, whoa.
What they call rally cars. I mean, they're just in play. Just play that first part one more time. That's unplanned, okay? I mean, that's pretty exciting racing. God, don't ever try that.
It's definitely more exciting than NASCAR.
Oh, NASCAR, in my opinion, has become very boring. They make everybody have the same tires, the same weight, the same engine, the same everything, and they go around in circle. Very seldom does anything happen. Very seldom does anybody pass. It's like watching paint dry. That is racing. That's insane.
Yeah.
I used to like watching like the old sports car races up at Brainerd. International. Your grandfather actually used to race the TR3 up there.
Hey, where'd you go?
Huh?
You're gone.
Who's gone?
You're gone.
Oh, I'm not gone. I'm here. You just can't see me. All right. So we got that out of the way. And I don't know. Why don't you go ahead and, I know you got a little disclaimer or whatever you got to play. Take us just like, what, 15 seconds?
Yeah.
Like that.
We'll
Do
have
that
Dave
and I'll
on.
introduce Dave and we'll get Dave on.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back.
Hey, Untold Radio Network fans. Want exclusive perks and to support our channel? Introducing our YouTube membership program with 3 amazing levels. Get loyalty badges that level up to different cryptids the longer you're a supporter. How cool is that? You'll also get access to custom Bigfoot emojis and priority in chat. Upgrade to Backstage Pass for exclusive wallpapers, photos, status updates, discounted books, and merchandise. Go all in with the producer level for everything mentioned plus member shoutouts. Ready for an enhanced experience? Join now, pick your membership level, and let's make this journey even more exciting together.
All right, Dave Zdon. What can I tell you about Dave? I didn't even ask him for his bio. Why? Because editor, writer, producer, director, lighter, whatever it takes.
Man of many talents.
He's been in the television business a long time, like I have. Dave's a genius. He also has a memory like a steel trap, unlike me. Unlike you. Well, no,
Unlike me.
Actually, I don't even know how good your memory is. So let's welcome David. But David's got hopefully some cool stories. I think he does. I know
a ton.
So come on in, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
There you are.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, good evening. So, Dave.
How's my audio level? How's my microphone level?
You sound good.
Okay.
Sound good. So I thought we'd start this out with something fun. I'm going to throw some MonsterQuest trivia at you.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I thought, well, let's
excellent.
Anybody can join in on this and these answers.
Okay.
But can anybody name the MonsterQuest pilot, the show that started MonsterQuest?
Boy, I know that.
You do?
We want people to come into this.
I don't know.
Legend meets science, right?
You do. No, if you know it, go ahead. What was it?
I just spilled it out to everybody.
What was it?
Legend meets science, right?
No, wrong.
Giganto?
That's not it. Giganto, the real King Kong.
Why would you say that was the pilot?
That was the pilot for MonsterQuest.
Okay.
It was the show
Did it have
Pardon?
Did it have MonsterQuest branding?
No, it didn't,
graphics?
because it hadn't been invented yet. I hadn't thought of that yet.
Okay.
I didn't even know if they liked this type of programming. They bought the program from me. I produced it, aired it, and they called me up the next day and said, "Can you make more of these?" Because it just killed in the ratings. It just had doubled their, the ratings, and they just thought it was great. And so we started negotiating right away. Start thinking of a new name for an actual series. But yeah, that's what started it all. All right. What president of the United States made a cameo appearance in that episode?
Cameo?
I don't know.
Yeah, cameo.
I don't know that one.
You don't? Nobody? It was Theodore Roosevelt. Obviously, he's dead. We hired an actor to play.
In what capacity?
He was telling the story of his travels out west and his experience of hearing torrid, screams and sounds as they sat by a campfire one night.
Okay.
Screams that he could not identify.
And
he was, a very good outdoorsman. He knew his stuff. He really was a wilderness expert. And then there was the Bauman story that he heard also about I think it was people having their, miners having their heads ripped off. Basically, was the bomb of the story.
Mm.
Yep. Okay. Enough of that.
Bonus.
Yeah.
A
Enough of that.
bonus.
All right. So another trivia question: how long was our Yeti show, and what was the unique technology that we toted up Mount Everest? How long
Well,
was
the
the
Yeti show was 2 hours.
Yep, correct.
It was supposed to be 1 hour, and we had
Yeah.
almost finished the edit on it, and we got a call from History saying, "You know what? Let's make this a 2 hour."
Yeah.
And I know I looked at Will, and Will looked at me, and I think Teresa may have been in the room, our script writer, and we all went, effing. We were struggling for material for an hour.
Yeah.
To get an hour out of that, because
Yeah.
So what did we?
What possibly could happen climbing out Mount Everest, right? Like, what chance are you gonna have in 1 week to solve the Yeti mystery that hadn't been solved in the previous 100 years, right?
I don't recall technology that we took up
We not only took it,
into Nepal.
we toted it up the damn whole mountain.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was a balloon, wasn't it? Was it a
Did
balloon?
you approve his chroma key, Alex?
No, see, I don't have chroma key.
He's in
I'm
the
just
woods. It's
relying
just a
on the
weird
system.
shadow effect.
Relying on the
This
system.
guy kind of looks like that. What was
Just-
that? What was Todd Prescott we had on? Remember?
Yeah.
With the chroma key and his hair. Looked like he was like up on the top of a mountain.
It looked like ants were crawling across his head.
No, like the wind was blowing him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looked
You
good.
can adjust that, Dave, to make that black go away.
He
you
doesn't.
gotta
He doesn't have a
see
green
any
screen.
adjustments in
Dad.
No, you can still do it without. You don't need a green screen. Just hit the settings. Do the same thing. You can still adjust the setting. The what do you call it? The trim. It doesn't matter. It's fun.
You don't have that when you don't have a green screen.
Oh, well, just come closer. It does less things. There you go.
Okay.
When you come closer,
So,
it looks much better.
Technology, was it the balloon?
Yeah, we hauled a big giant helium tank.
Yeah.
Don't ever haul a giant helium tank that weighs like 150 pounds up Mount Everest.
no.
Don't do it. I don't recommend it. Didn't. I mean, it worked.
And why did we want to go get higher altitude? What was just to look around?
Well,
Or
it's
was
to
it-
look. Yeah, it was search for the
Okay.
Yeti.
Okay.
You know, sometimes, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. That show became Search for a Close-Up is what that became.
Search for a what?
We had close-up. We had that was the wrap on that one, the knock on that shoot. I think we had I know we had 2 cameras. We had 3 that went with them to Nepal.
Yes.
And every shot, 2 shot or a 3 shot of groups of people, there was never a close-up. And we'd have who was the primatologist that went on that one? Who was one of the 2?
It was Ian.
Ian
Redmond.
Yeah. Ian Redmond would say, "Oh, this is a particular kind of plant, and it has berries in the spring or in the fall,
Right.
and the Highland gorillas eat this." And I was like, will somebody shoot a close up of handling this so we can see it?
Yeah, exactly. So we can show it.
They didn't get close ups from that crew. I couldn't believe it. It drove us nuts.
Yeah.
And that show too. So we were really working hard to find interesting extra content.
Yeah.
To move that out to 2 hours.
2 hours are tough to do.
Yeah, and we had Ernst. Is it Ernst? Was it Ernst Meissner, the mountain climber?
Yep.
Okay.
He was in it.
And in interviewing him, we found out that he had a pen pal relationship with a biologist from Germany who, prior to World War II, joined the SS so that he could get his biological studies, his biology studies underwritten by the German government. The German government was sending crews all around the planet looking for populations of people that had not been, their genetics had not been watered down, if you will, that they were pure in genetics. So we were able to, oh man, there's a Nazi side of this story. So we went that route for a little bit. I mean, there was a lot of extra storytelling in that
Sure.
helped make that a decent show.
No, it did. I thought the show turned out good.
Yeah.
But like any of these shows, you're not going to solve the Yeti mystery.
Oh yeah.
You do try. You try, but chances are you're probably not. It's a
You
big
become
area.
humbled by the experience.
It's pretty. It's pretty tough.
Hey guys,
Well, I
just
think
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
The conclusion was, or a possible conclusion was, what people were seeing was a European brown bear, which lived above the tree line.
Yeah.
And the reason it looked like it didn't walk on 2 feet, but it would put its hind legs into the spot that the front legs had found and knew was secure. So, it would feel around with its front paws, front feet, and make sure that up in the snow that it was solid. And when it moved forward, the hind leg went right into that same spot.
Yeah.
So
Which
you
is
didn't
common. That's common with black bears or polar
Okay.
bears or grizzlies or any bear.
Okay.
They do that. Yep. Okay, let's move on. What type of shark did we film in a river in North America?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to say basking shark.
It was the Greenland shark.
Oh, a Greenland shark. Okay.
Yes, and that had been apparently the first Greenland shark ever filmed in a freshwater river, which is cool. Certainly in North America, because that thing was way inland.
The Greenland sharks, are those the ones that are supposedly really old?
Yeah, they live to be 300, 400, 500, 600.
Yeah.
They think some of them have been around for 1,000 years, maybe even older than that. And they're blind. They don't see. They have like parasites that eat away at their eyes. And so they're blind. Can you imagine living 300 years and being blind? Like, doesn't sound like fun.
Maybe it
What do you
doesn't
do
happen
for
until you're
pleasure?
100.
Yeah. What do you do for fun? Dave, can you just do a favor? Can you move your microphone just a little closer?
You bet. Or I'll just
Or you can get
sneak up here a
closer.
little closer. How's
Did
that?
you approve this whole look, Alex, with the trees and the black shit going every direction? And
Yes, I love it.
okay, I'm just checking.
Just checking. You don't
There.
like my taste? You're gonna insult me and Dave at the
No.
same time?
No. No. I'll never do that. Okay.
These are aspens. These are aspens from
Those
New
are
Mexico,
aspens.
Doug.
Yes, they're beautiful.
And it might be aspen. We know. Because that's how aspens grow. It's an underground mat of all
So
connected.
what is the risk of a Bigfoot attack during this interview?
0.
The probability of one, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably
You're in the woods.
less than 0.
Less than 0. Okay,
Less
Alex,
than
that's
0.
enough.
Okay.
All right. So in the show, The Real Cujo,
Oh, yeah.
what did we learn about wild feral dogs when we put a camera on one? What did we learn?
I don't recall. They really do play cards. I guess. I think
Poker?
poker. They
They
hide.
play poker. Okay, dogs play poker. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So what we learned is that they were using this pack of wild dogs was using an abandoned home for their home base. There you go. So
Okay.
I know it was just an amazing fact, right? Okay, so what evidence was found in a tree in the Monster Close Encounter episode? What did we find in the tree?
Oh, the bullet.
Oh, there you go. Good job.
Yeah.
And what did we do with that evidence? The bullet.
I don't recall. Did we match it? Did we match
What
it
did we
to a
do?
gun?
Okay, so somebody said they shot a Sasquatch and the bullet embedded into the tree after it hit the Sasquatch. What would be on the bullet?
Oh, well, then you'd look for DNA or some kind of
DNA. Yeah.
some bodily fluids or something.
Okay. Alex, what happened to your face? You guys are killing
I like it, Alex.
me. Alex turned orange.
Did you change your color temperature on your lights or on your camera? Or?
What did
No.
you do, Alex? He disappeared and they come back. And he's orange. I'm like, oh my God. We're having a bad day, David. Oh, okay. Okay, what object was found to have provided the best evidence in the show Sasquatch Attack 1? What object was found to have provided the best evidence?
Was that up at Snellgrove?
Yeah.
Was that the snow?
Snellgrove episode. So what object was found to have the best evidence?
God, this is 10 years ago. I don't
Time
recall.
ago. Okay. The screw board.
Oh, yeah, nail board or whatever.
Nail, well, it was screws. It wasn't nails.
Okay.
It looked like
Inverted
nails, but
on the front door,
yeah.
on the front step. Okay.
Yep. And I've been, you know how many times I've gotten a letter chewing me out for placing that screw board on the front porch to hurt a Sasquatch. I'm like, I didn't do that. And that wasn't put out for a Sasquatch. That was put out to keep bears from just coming in and destroying the cabin. Wasn't anything I did. It had nothing to do with it. Okay. But I've got a whole collection of letters chewing me out for it. So what happened to Alex? I'm just like, I'm getting weirded.
There he is. Now he's back.
Now you're
he's back to
normal.
normal
What the
color.
heck was that all about, Alexander?
I mean, the sun coming through here is just so bright. It just flash fried me.
Oh my God! I swear to God, I'm in the twilight zone today. Okay. Oh,
Dave's just
I'm
shaking
losing it.
his
It's
head.
been a long day. Okay. So we got through that, the board, then the screw board, right? Where we
Yes.
found different layers of flashing. God, I wish that board apparently is still up there. If it's still up there, I'm going to bring it back this time. Should be. It needs to be in a museum, right? That screw board. I think it does. I've got 2 museums that want it. So I'm going to bring it back. Okay. What did we ask of all the witnesses in our first werewolf episode? What did we ask all of them to do? It's for 100 points, Dave.
I don't know
100
that I've
points.
ever seen that episode. I'm guessing that we had to take a polygraph test.
Yes, correct. Good job. Yep.
Did they
Alex?
all pass?
Yes, they did actually. Interesting, huh? It was.
And that,
Let's put it this way: the guy that did the polygraph test, he was from North Dakota. He had no sense of humor at all.
None.
None. No. He was pretty dead serious. And I
who
think he was
produced
a
that?
little.
Was that Linda?
Yeah, Linda was in it. Linda Godfrey was in it. And I produced it, personally shot most of it myself. I'm trying to remember. Then there was some other guy, I can't remember his name, that helped out on one. He did the polygraph stuff. This other guy sent to go do the polygraph.
Is Linda still with us?
No, Linda's passed away, sadly. Yeah. Yeah, we lost Linda in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was awesome. She really was awesome. I don't think I ever laughed so hard hanging out with Linda. She just knew how to crack me up. I mean, I'm just losing it every second. I could tell some Linda stories.
The Beast Mistress?
Yeah, she also did the pilot called Beast Mistress.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. All right, here's a good one. How did we make, anybody can get in on this one, how did we make the little boy appear to fly in the Thunderbird episode without using any green screen? Right? He was supposedly picked up by talons and carried aloft. That was, I believe that was our first episode other than the pilot. I think it was the Thunderbird episode of MonsterQuest. And we made him appear to fly. And we did not use a green screen. We used this great little redhead kid. And it was really cool how we did it. But I just thought maybe you had either heard this story or you could reinvent how did we do it.
I have not heard this story.
Oh.
And that was shot probably before I even came on board in
Well, when did you? I thought you came on board from day one.
No. I was given a Cats episode. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but I know that shows were already being edited when I came on board. Yeah.
Yeah, because you did that first big cat in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Episode. That was a cool episode.
Big cats everywhere.
Yeah, all over the world.
The U.S. Yeah.
But there was a photo that had been recently taken in Minnesota.
Correct, in Hugo.
Yep, in Hugo. And I remember that.
So how did you fly the kid?
Oh, okay. So I stuck a broomstick in he had one of these tank tops on. So I stuck a broomstick through his tank top, and we just had a guy on one side and a guy on the other side, and we had him bend his knees. So we didn't have to lift him more than a few inches off the ground.
Okay.
And then we attached the camera to the broomstick.
Oh,
okay. And away we went. It was just beautiful. Very quick, but it worked out really well. And then he screamed and kicked and, like he's getting carried off by a Thunderbird.
Was it POV Thunderbird?
Yeah, we did a number of shots in that, but I thought it was clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was he shot from above? So you see the ground?
we did everything. We did above, below. Okay. We tried to really make it look like, but to do that without green screen was, I thought was creative.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how good green screen is, right, David?
Back then?
Yeah, wasn't it great?
Yeah. No.
Now they're incredible.
Yeah, right now.
Back when everything was tape. Yeah, I'm liking mine. It's looking good here.
This is the best
I'm sorry.
I've ever done.
It just, can you shut the damn trees off, David?
Sure. I think I
shut them
can.
off. Let's
How
give
can
everybody just go into virtual
settings, virtual background, and then hit
settings is down the bottom.
Cut it off.
Sure.
It's kind of
background.
distracting. It's going to keep me in
How
stitches.
about that?
There perfect. I love it. Yeah, that looks much better.
Okay.
All right. So.
Or I've got this. I can do.
No. Now you're back doing the green screen. Put the other one back on.
But it's the piano room. I'm going to go play a song later.
That's his house.
No, do the other one.
It's just the
there. I like that.
There.
That looks
you can hardly
awesome.
tell he's in his bathroom.
This one's Dougie approved. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So what was the track determined to be in the Real Hobbit episode? There was a track that was cast, one single track.
Wow.
And that was Adam Davies and another guy, if you can remember his name. I just wrote to him the other day, by the way.
I don't recall.
Just really amazing guys. They did amazing guy. And but anyhow, what was the track determined to be by Jeff Meldrum when they got it back to the States?
I don't know.
It was. Anybody want to guess?
Come on, people out there in TV land.
Deborah, what do you think?
Somebody's got to know.
By the way, thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, actually, we did use donuts.
Donuts.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so it was determined to be a bear, like a sun bear.
A bear.
It was in Sumatra.
Okay.
Yeah, and so obviously everybody was disappointed. I know Adam was really disappointed. But I see how they were fooled, man. It sure looked like it had, toes. So Deborah Irvin goes, a dwarf.
A dwarf.
It's like, oh my God. I think everybody's out to get me today, trying to get me to lose it.
Maybe it was a dwarf bear.
It could have been a dwarf bear. All right, enough of that crap, as they say. So during MonsterQuest, every shoot's got its bunch of problems, right? Any shoot you do in the wilderness, any shoot you do with a bunch of people, even a high budget movie, they have problems all the time. Can you tell us a story of one memorable thing where just like everything seemed to kind of go haywire, and yet in the end it worked out excellent, maybe even better because of the problems?
And Dave, if at any one point you want me to bring up a clip or a picture that you had shared with me.
Ooh, you have clips, Alex?
Oh yeah.
Let's
Okay.
bring up the piranha invasion, the Roosevelt in the Amazon clip. That's at the very bottom of the list.
Yeah. 1 second here. All right.
Piranha invasion.
So the story, that's good, yeah. And so the story is that the first time there's any written account of this fish being a flesh-eating fish is in Roosevelt's journal of his travels to the Amazon. And the local indigenous people had kind of walled off a section of a stream and had trapped a bunch of piranha in there. And I'm saying piranha because that's the way that the expert in this particular episode says piranha. And captured a bunch of piranha and then tossed a calf into this kind of pool area that they had created. And Roosevelt and his crew, he had journalists with him and other scientists were all kind of taken aback by this, and they were had never seen anything quite as brutal as this. And it made it into Roosevelt's journal of his travels. So
but well, let me ask you a question, David. Do piranha really attack flesh like you see in the movies?
I think too, because I've seen in here we've got clips that we've gotten that we obviously we didn't have piranhas, but we had stock footage of piranha feeding, and it is a frenzy. I mean, it's craziness. Yeah, you look at it and you go, oh, no, I don't think I want to be anywhere near when that's happening.
But would they attack a human?
Oh, I think they'd attack anything, yeah.
No, I mean, if I went swimming, would they all start chewing on me or no?
I think so, yeah.
You do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyhow, all right. So you had to get.
We're going to shoot this reenactment of Roosevelt seeing these piranha attack a cow.
Yeah.
And we don't certainly we're not going to get a cow, but we're going to get a hindquarter of a cow.
Right.
And
so you had the hindquarter of a cow with you.
We had the hindquarter of a cow, and we were in Florida, and this was somewhere in Central Florida that we did this. And the reason we went to Florida was to shoot a different reenactment for a totally different episode. It was on killer bees. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But so the story on this is, and I'm going to tell you this whole story, and then we can watch this clip through, and then that'll be probably pretty entertaining. We had worked with or hired a local college professor by the name of
no, don't give any names.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I do. I know it was. But...
Yeah, okay. I know it is. Anyway, and he arranged everything for the piranha shoot, and he also arranged some stuff for the killer bee shoot. And we needed people to be part of the Roosevelt crew, and we needed people to play Amazon natives, and we needed somebody to supply the side of cow or quarter cow, and we needed just a location, and so he was going to put all this together for us. And I remember it was Bill Strom and myself. Bill's the cameraman, and we flew out on a Monday. And Monday evening at the hotel, we had a pre-production meeting in the front lobby, and kind of walked through all the shots and made sure that this guy who was coordinating for us, who turned out to be the guy playing Roosevelt as well, understood what we wanted, and yeah, we're going to have that. That's all good. And we're going to shoot Tuesday. The very next day, we're going to be shooting bees attacking people. And Wednesday, we're going to shoot more stuff, I think, because we were in two really different places. And then Thursday was going to be our shoot at a state park somewhere not far from where we were in Central Florida.
Okay, we're getting in the weeds. Let's just get with this story.
Well, it's you got to understand the calendar, because that's important.
I know. Okay.
Okay. So the meeting comes to an end, and this guy says, one of the guys who was there says, "Where do you want the cow or the cow leg?" And I said, "Well, just bring it with you on Thursday, and we'll need it Thursday, during the day. So bring it Thursday morning, and we'll deal with it then." He goes, No, I got it out in the car. And I'm thinking, why do you have it now? Well, I wasn't going to pick it up, or I was driving by the place and figured I can stop right here and get it now. So you got to take this from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any place to keep a cow. He says, I don't care. You got to take this cow leg. And so Bill and I went out to his car, and there he's got a cow leg all wrapped up in plastic. And Alex, you've got a still photo. I don't know if you're able to pop that up.
Yeah,
that
I can pull
sent
that
you
up.
Of the cow leg.
Yeah, 1 second.
So the cow leg lived in my hotel room from Monday night until Thursday morning when we needed it.
Okay, so.
But let me finish. There it is.
Monday to Thursday?
Yep. So Monday night, Bill and I were driving all around town looking for big, giant-sized Rubbermaid containers and drop cloths and ice and the whole thing. So we created a big cooler out of a very large Rubbermaid tub that had wheat in the bottom of it, and filled it with ice. I don't remember how much ice we bought, just a crap ton of ice. And then so I shoved this into the corner farther back that you can see here, and then covered it with my suitcases and camera gear and stuff, so that morning when the maid came in, they wouldn't see a cow leg sitting there.
Oh no.
So I got up the next morning, walk into the bathroom, barefoot and I walk past it and the carpet is soaked. I was like, oh shit.
Gosh.
So, okay, leaks are. So I drag the whole thing into the bathroom. I pick up the cow leg and I put that into the bathtub and get all this plastic and everything out of there and shove that in the bathtub. And the Rubbermaid thing is full of bloody water.
Oh no.
Okay, now just back it up. So this has been in your room since Monday, and it's now
Tuesday. This is just Tuesday morning.
Oh, so it's one day though has elapsed, 24 hours.
Yeah, well, even less than that, because it was the night before that we got the cow leg and that we went shopping for cow leg storage.
Cow leg storage. Okay, everybody, keep going.
And it smelled nice.
It didn't smell as bad as you'd expect it would.
Okay. Anyhow, you got this. You got your suitcases over it. You've now dragged this thing into the bathtub. What's going on?
Dragged it into the bathroom. Suitcases are in the bathroom. I take out the leg, put it in the tub, and take all the plastic and everything and what's left in the
sounds like an episode of Fargo.
In the rubber. Yeah, could be. So I pick that up. I'm going to pour all this bloody water into the toilet. And goes into the toilet, but comes out of this Rubbermaid tote, large tote, much faster than I anticipated. So it splashes into the toilet bowl, and all of this stuff splashes back on top of me.
Blood and everything, right? Okay.
Oh, blood and everything. Yep. So I now have a cow leg with no ice, and I'm covered in bloody water, and I got to hide this thing and deal with it. And so I'm pretty sure I just shoved it all back into the Rubbermaid and shoved it out into the hall and took a real quick shower and then met Bill in the lobby. And I said,
You shoved the cow leg? You shoved the cow leg into the hallway?
No, into the hallway inside my room.
Oh, not in the hallway in your room. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Shoved it out of the bathroom just into the, what a hotel room
okay. Like. So next.
So I told we got to go get some ice, and I got to figure out, what to do because we got no more ice because it's all got bloody and poured down the toilet, and so I think we skipped breakfast that morning and we went out looking for ice and had to go to a couple of different places to get enough ice to fill this ride thing, and we doubled up the plastic or tripled it up so that it wouldn't leak, and it was a giant drop cloth, a painter's drop cloth. And then we just had to keep an eye on the ice and refill it every day after that. Get rid of the water that was in there, take the leak out. So that was Tuesday night. We had to drain it. And then Wednesday we had to drain it. And so Thursday comes around and we're at the location and we've got the cow leg and all of the Amazon Indians show. And so
let's back the truck up. So you've got a bunch. How many actors? I'm going
to say we probably had a dozen.
So you got a dozen actors. You have your cow leg now with you.
Yeah.
Right.
And none of the actors are professionals. They're just
of course not.
Yeah.
They have no lines.
No, and they rarely ever do, in a reenactment.
Okay, yeah. So what's next?
So what's next is we start talking. We're having the guys who are going to play the Amazon Indians take their shirts off and get them into some loincloths, and they start taking their shirts off and they got tattoos all over.
So where did you get the loincloths?
It's a whole other story. It's just
do you want me to bring up the picture, Dave?
Yeah, please. Let's keep some visuals going here.
There's one with the makeup lady. There we go.
Beautiful.
So this is what one of our actors looked like. And so we had specified we need people with dark skin. We need
Well, yeah, you want them to look like Amazonians. Yeah.
like Amazon natives, yeah.
Yeah.
Who just got back from the barber with a crew cut.
Of course.
He looks perfect for the part.
But if you see that dark stuff smeared on his arm, that's hiding tattoos. Modern day tats.
More tattoos to cover up modern tattoos.
I don't know where the green came from. And
like paint.
What happened was we saw these guys, we saw they had tattoos. And I thought, oh, shit. Okay. And about the same time, we realized that the location that was chosen for us at the park was not going to work because you could not point a camera. We needed a wall body and to throw the leg in. And everywhere you pointed the camera, you either saw a little bridge or some concrete apron or a building. The guy who had done the coordinating for us didn't quite, I guess, understand camera angles or something. And we had to go find another location. So I told this lady, who was our makeup person, I said, I'm sorry, I can't help you fix this, even to think about it. I've got to go find out where we're going to shoot now. And I've got to go talk to the park ranger, get permission to shoot other places and get suggestions. I said, will you please fix this? And this photo must have been taken while we were gone. I came back and all these guys were made up like this. A bunch of flash to the other photo. Alex, the close-up of the guys. Oh, the other one. There we go. They all had this red kind of raccoon face, and they had mud or something smeared on them that was in geometric shapes that looked very primitive, and but was hiding all of these tattoos. And it was like, this is turning out way better than it has any reason to be. Okay. And we went about 2 miles back into the park, and there was another pool there, and decided that's where we're going to shoot this. And that's where we will shoot Roosevelt going through the
well, can we let's do this.
You want to look at the clip?
Let's watch the clip and then finish the story.
Yeah.
Go play the clip, Alex.
The original clip?
Yeah.
Go to Roosevelt and the Amazon.
Yeah, the whole
clip at the bottom of the thing.
No sound. Let it play to the end.
Okay. 1 moment, guys. All right.
So we're gonna throw this leg in, and my plan is we're gonna tie up onto it, and we're gonna the rope going off the side of the frame so that we throw it in, we can retrieve it.
You got to retrieve. You can't leave a side of beef in the lake.
Well, but if it's in there, I want to have at least a couple of takes. That's the only reason I'm on.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, and so one of the actors was not 18, and his dad was with him, and because he was a student of the guy who was coordinating this, and the dad says he's getting ready to tie it off and throw it in, and we're kind of figuring out what the mechanics of all this is and the camera shot and things, and he says, do you want me to dive in and get it? Because it looks like you guys are having a hard time figuring out how you're going to toss this thing in, not have a rope show on. I said, well, oh boy, you okay with that? Because this is swamp. This is swamp and open water, swamp all around it. And on the way there, we had passed numerous signs that said, beware of, and I don't remember if it was alligator or crocodile, whatever's down there I think the alligator. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah. And I said, there could be critters in there. And he said, nah, I'm fine. So he strips down to his shorts and tape's rolling. Indian throwing the cow leg in, and splash happens and cut. And he dives in, and about 10 seconds later, he comes out holding the big leg of cow. So, okay, here you go. Great. We're going to do it again. Excellent. So we do take up the camera angle a little bit, and all right, cut. And he dives in, and he's down there and down there and down there and down there. And finally he comes up with no leg. And he says, I think you guys may have tossed it a little too far out in the pond, because you can't see anything down there, but you can feel around. And he said, the first time I didn't have to go very deep, and it was kind of on a ledge. And this time there's nothing on the ledge, and I couldn't find the bottom farther out in the lake. So that was it. We got two takes of cow leg being tossed in, and that was the day. So between cow leg in my hotel room for 3 days, and Amazon natives with Harley Davidson tattoos and things like that, and 2 takes on a cow leg, it cut together pretty good.
Well, we did a bunch of native, scenes after that. Did you always then remember the tattoo situation and request actors without tattoos?
No. Probably if we knew we were taking shirts off, if there was going to be something, that became the norm. Because earlier in the week, which would have been Tuesday and Wednesday, we were shooting killer bee reenactments. And for that one, both stories had guys running and taking their shirts off. I'm not sure why you would peel your shirt off if you're being chased by bees.
Well, you could have bees under your shirt.
Maybe bees under your shirt.
Yeah. You got to be mindful of the bees in your shirt.
Thanks, Alex. And I had gotten a container of freeze-dried bees from a beekeeper in Stillwater. He was gonna thin his hive down or whatever, and instead of just killing them, we talked, and he says, well, I can just scoop a bunch of them into a container, a Tupperware container, and I'll throw them in the freezer, and they'll just slow down and die. They won't all beat up and wings damaged and things like that. Not that we were shoot close-ups, but I said, oh, that's great. So we had a big container of bees. So we'd shoot a little bit of this kind of thing, and then we'd stop, and we'd glue a couple of bees onto skin, and with what do they call it? Spirit gum, theatrical makeup that you use for putting on mustaches and things.
Yeah.
And then it'd shoot a little bit more, and it's like, okay, stop. We'd glue a few more bees on, do this kind of thing. So over time was maybe a second and a half in the edit, it looked like a person was getting more and more and more bees. And the first one we shot, guy peels off it's like, okay, so you're running and you got to peel your shirt off, because that's part of what the description from in the interview is this guy says, yeah, I got attacked by the bees and I ran and I peeled the shirt off. So we're rolling, Bill's shooting, peels his shirt off, and he's got a big tattoo on his shoulder, the guy that was acting, of a killer clown. Okay, it'd be 4 inches here, and a swastika on his chest. No. And the swastika is the kind of DIY tattoo that you do when you're in jail with a ballpoint pen. And I think it may have even been backwards, so he may have done it looking at a mirror. And Bill looks at me like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? And I said, I don't know, Bill, just shoot around it. And So we could take a look at that too. Let's do that. Let's go to giant killer bees on the list, and we'll look at the Moser bee attack, and where it says tattoo guy.
Oh God.
So this is the guy who's going to peel off his shirt.
And crazy.
How do announce? You getting it queued up?
The guy with the shirt off.
The
No,
bees. The whole bee
just
clip.
The whole bee clip where it says Moser
Yeah.
bee attack on giant killer bees on the list.
Okay, the video.
Yeah, the
sorry,
video.
we're going kind of back here.
We're zigzagging. Hold on one
That's
second.
fine. Just play the
Play
the
it.
darn clip.
Okay, all right. So you want the tattooed guy?
Yes.
Moser bee attack.
All right. What is going on?
Are you okay, Alex?
My browser just
Why don't you pick the next one down where it says Brazil reenactment?
okay, cool. Yeah, let me throw that up.
And the reason we ended up in Central Florida shooting this reenactment was the escape of the queen of these African bees, or queens. It was multiple.
Yeah.
It really holds up well. It's
Yeah.
very pretty. Yep.
Did you want me to?
And
throw
the
up the other
Bisbee
bee clip?
reenactment, that's Bisbee, Arizona, and that's a lot of people running around downtown Bisbee with bees glued on them. That was, but once we've seen that, we've probably seen all that we need to see on that.
Yeah, and don't you agree the reenactments are probably some of the most challenging shoots to do?
Agreed, yes, and the most fun, because
Yeah, they are fun.
you have to be creative and you've got to figure out how to not give away that everything is being shot in 2010 instead of 1950 or 18.
Topic. So let's get off the bees.
Yep. Let's go to the top one, or let's do Mega Hog. 'Cause
Mega
that's
Hog?
kind of an interesting story. Yeah.
You got 3 clips there. Did you want to talk about?
Let's
one
go
in
the
particular?
first. Yeah, Don Malloy witness reenactment. The story here is that this Don Malloy.
Let me look into it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Oh no.
So
It's
I'm going to
almost-
tell the story,
Yeah.
and then we'll see the reenactment. So these 2 guys from Texas are out hunting wild hogs, and up until this point, we've not in the show seen any really large wild hogs. We've
Yeah.
seen gigantic pigs that were 1,000 pounds, but it had been discovered that these 1,000-pound pigs that people were shooting were raised in a game farm situation and then released for people to shoot. And we were after real raised in the woods hog, and somehow we came across a picture, or I did, I think, online. This whole show never would have been able to be made without the internet, and found this picture of this giant hog with these 2 guys behind it, and reached out to this, and he told the story of how they were out and they came out of brush, and there was this hog bigger than anything they'd ever seen, and it's turned and charged them, and they put 5 shots into it, and about 2 feet away from them it fell over, and they could not believe how big it was. They said it was like a horse. And he says, I was screwing around and we were laughing so hard because it was so big. And I swung my leg over it and sat down on it and said, "Giddy up." And it got up with him on it and started running off. And he was able to roll off the pig, and his buddy put one more shot into it, and that was the end of the pig. And he agreed to let us have our pig expert come down and take measurements of the skull and whatever he had, and try and work backwards on the weight. And the guy who shot it, that they don't know the exact weight because the scale that they weighed it on only went up to 300 pounds, and they had to cut it in half and weigh it in 2 chunks. And for some reason, he didn't record what the both weights were or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
But he thought it was, between 600 and 700 pounds. And when you see the picture of it, it is a big honking pig. And it's a boar, or well, it's a hog. It's a wild hog. And so the crew goes in there and they're shooting, and they shoot the reenactment, and they shoot the interview, and I'm feeling really good about this show. This is the first show in season 2. and we find the giant hog, and we find a guy that shot him, and the guy is really good looking. It's like the Marlboro Man, telling us great interviews.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was good.
Getting on the pig, and then the pig getting up and running, and with him riding it, and it's like, oh man, that's entertaining. I had left town. I was flying somewhere to do another show interview, I think, and I get off the plane, turn my phone, and I've got like 10 messages from the crew.
Yeah.
And
by the way, just to give everyone an update that's listening, sorry to cut you off there, Dave. The stream appears to be back up. There's either a problem with StreamYard or YouTube, or a combination. But I'm going to drop a link to the Facebook feed if anyone's having an issue watching the stream on YouTube.
And maybe we shouldn't play any more clips. We don't need to. We got the stories.
Okay.
We don't need to.
So I get my messages, and it turns out that the Marlboro Man in Texas has thrown the film crew off his property, because in measuring up his skull, his pig skull, his hog skull, our hog expert does his mathematics and his charting and measuring and everything, and they show that in the show. And he says, well, I don't get a pig out of this that's any bigger than 300 pounds. It's not it's a big pig, but it's not a monster. It's not really big. So that offends the guy who shot the pig, and he gets PO'd and says, okay, God, off the property. And they hadn't finished shooting yet. So we had to, I don't remember what we worked out. We had to assure him, hey, we're not going to claim one thing or another. We're just going to say, you saw this, you did this.
Yeah.
Our guy did it. It's a mystery. And he was good with that. And so that's where that show, little historical
the whole point though of these stories is to just illustrate really that this stuff is not easy to do.
No.
To film MonsterQuest was a very difficult show to do. Yeah. If you think about, if you're producing, let's say a fox documentary, you have foxes very easily.
Yeah.
But
they're available.
Yes, they're available. And shows like Hogs wasn't too bad because there are, hogs that you can film.
Mm-hmm.
But in shows about Bigfoot or shows about, other cryptids, it could be quite challenging because you literally have no visuals to illustrate the subject of the show.
And whatever you use, you want it to be taken serious. You don't want to use some guy in a rubber suit.
And the corollary of that, though, too, Doug, is for the shows about animals that everybody acknowledges that they exist, like Africa's honeybees that are incredibly aggressive and ferocious. We sent a cameraman and a couple of exterminators into an abandoned house somewhere in, I think it was Las Vegas, or the outskirts of Las Vegas. And it shows the guy hanging on a wall, and there's a hole in the wall about the size of a softball. And thousands of bees come out and start stinging these guys through all of their clothing. They've got protective clothing on. I mean, it was dangerous. And think about Dale swimming with sharks, Dale Pearson.
Yeah.
Okay, swimming with squid. I know he would tell me stories about having squid tentacles wrapped around his neck and stuff. And
well, they'll pull your air hose out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's legit stuff. Lion Backyard, the first show, the show that I produced and directed. Two things on that. When we met Eric Atkinson in Choctaw, Oklahoma, he was our llama rancher who was losing young newborn llama to some predator, and he checks the perimeter of his property every night. He goes out, takes his gun and a giant spotlight, walks his property and shines in different areas where he claims to have seen cats before. And we find a very large paw print out there and some peacock feathers. It's been 6 months since he's had any peacocks. They've all been predated. They're gone. Yeah. He's been raising them, but they're gone. And you're out there in the middle of the night, and he's like, I don't like this. I don't really, I never feel good when I'm out here. It's pitch black, and a big cat can be 20 feet away. You'd never know it. And we're out there, and he's got a gun, and I think it was probably Scott Olson, I think, who was shooting. Maybe it was Jim. I don't recall who was shooting, but you realize after you get back in at the end of the shoot, you go, well, that was kind of stupid. If we were out there with the possibility of a really large cat. The next day, we're going to go on an expedition into a ravine at the end. It was a canyon sort at the end of the guy's property, a neighbor of llama rancher, guy who raises cattle, and he had been losing cattle for about a year, and babies, newborn calves, just gone. And if you have dogs or coyotes that are stealing your cattle, you find the body somewhere. It's all ripped up, and oftentimes it's killed right then and there. He says cats will kill it and then drag it off and hide it and eat it somewhere else. So we're going on this little mini expedition into the canyon to see what we can find down there. And tape's not rolling. These guys are getting their guns out, and Scott's getting the camera set up and everything, and the guy who's the rancher who raises the cattle says, okay guys, if one of these cats drops on you now, because we're going to be in the trees here, and said, and you're going to see, you gotta look up, and you gotta be aware of big horizontal branches coming off the trees, because they'll lay up there, these mountain lions. They'll just drop down. He said, if something drops on you or attacks you, he said, roll up in a ball and protect your neck. And he says, don't fight it, because they'll kind of get confused, because they're going to expect some kind of resistance. He says, just rip in a ball and kind of protect yourself. And he says, we'll be able to get a shot off.
Yeah, that's easy. It's easy for
We'll be
them
able
to
to
say
get a
this.
shot.
And I looked at Scott and I said, okay, we'll get a shot off, Scott. Good, good. And we went in there and we didn't see anything, but we found some bones. We found some calf-sized bones in this ravine area. And so the creatures that were not cryptids, bees and sharks and big cats, they were pretty damn dangerous.
So where do you stand on the existence of like Bigfoot?
Boy, I haven't studied it enough to have a opinion. I don't think there's enough to say they absolutely exist, but I don't have an answer for, what are people seeing and how is it that that sightings are clustered, and how is it that all of the supporting storyline to the existence of Bigfoot support it, like terrain and weather and food sources and all those things. It would be a hell of a coincidence if they weren't.
Yeah.
If there wasn't something around.
Yeah.
And I've never had a sighting, and I've never had.
Well, I know you haven't, Dave.
Print. Yeah.
I know you haven't, and I know you're not a researcher, but you've talked to a number of witnesses, and no doubt, it's definitely a solid mystery, no doubt.
Oh yeah, and you can. I do a lot of interviews that don't have anything to do with MonsterQuest, and when you're interviewing somebody, you can suss out whether they're BSing you or not, and there are more than not, I would say, people are true believers.
Yeah,
they saw something. They encountered something, or they smelled something, or they heard something. There's got to be something to it. But
it's one of those mysteries that it's not going to be solved by ignoring it. It's fueled every day by people all over the world, and in these certain geographic locations. Certainly in North America, sightings happen every day. We are not getting unicorn sightings. I'll tell people that there's no fuel there. Yeah. And it's quite interesting. I think we are we're about 1 minute left. Dave, I really thank you for coming on. I'm sorry we had we had a lot of weird issues tonight. It was just weird.
Oh yeah, with YouTube.
So what do you think happened with YouTube? I mean, hey, if we can't comment on MonsterQuest, nobody can, because we're the ones that concepted it, created it, and we're very respectful of the History Channel. We love the History Channel.
Oh, absolutely.
And we didn't even play sound, on their clips, because we want to respect their copyright. But we certainly have the right to make comments and tell stories behind the scenes, just how difficult it is. And their job is difficult on all of these types of reenactments. And, we just hope that, some of this stuff gives people a little insight into how difficult it can be to produce a show like MonsterQuest. And I know David's got endless stories. We'll have to have him back. And hopefully, we didn't screw up any algorithm too bad here.
No. I just think, they upload 3.7 million videos go up a day on YouTube. They clearly hit a snag, I think, with the sound not working.
Yeah.
Something was going on.
Yep. And I will say, if you have problems with tech, just reboot your computer. Reboot your phone. Fixes 90% of it. Yeah, it could be something as simple as that. But we really thank everybody for joining.
Thanks again.
joining us. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Dave.
David is going
Thank you,
to
Doug.
be.
Thanks, Alex.
What was that?
What's that?
Who talked there? That wasn't
That was
me.
Dave. That was Dave.
Oh,
You froze there for a second.
oh, your picture froze and then you talked. I was going to mention Dave is also working on Legend Meets Science. I can announce that, and he'll bring an air of extra excellence to Legend Meets Science.
I like that.
So, thank you, David.
Looking forward to arguing with you out in the field, Doug.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks everybody in chat, and
Bye, guys.
and we had a fun time. Thanks. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I call you up in the middle of the night. Been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on. I'll pick you up in my 59 Ford. We head on down the road until we get bored. Just you and me and the sun and the wind. If the rain should start falling, we'll head home again. Everybody else can see where we belong. Oh, ain't no ordinary love we got going on. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait. If ever you should be in doubt, and I'll pray they never can pull us apart, and I'll wait for the time when we'll be together every day. But I know if ever we'll be led astray, that I'll find my way back home to you again. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait. If ever you should be in doubt, and I pray they never can pull us apart, and I'll wait. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait. If ever you should be